All right, hello everybody. We're gonna play some balloons on cabin on chimps and see how badly we fudge this up. Oh. So I know you haven't had a chance to watch. Oh God, that money. Question: I am 35 away from being able to place my hero. Do you think we'd be better off to place my hero and then I could refund you the money instantly?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let me do
Also, my
this.
hero is expensive. I don't expect to place him quickly. I'd rather get other stuff on the field first.
So do you want me to keep? I have 75 gold. Do you want me to keep it, or do you want me to give it to you so that you can place a monkey?
I can place a monkey. I just got to figure out what I think would be most beneficial.
Okay.
I'm probably going to start with sniper monkey here in the corner.
Oh, up in the upper. Yep, that's usually where I put them.
Lower corner, actually, right by the car. Because
Ah,
at exactly the angle I'm placing him, he has a straight shot up to the spawn, so he can actually hit into the spawn before they even get on the map.
indeed. I'm going to be placing. The next thing I'm going to be placing is going to be a ice monkey at that first of the. Well, I guess it's the second of the S bins. Not the one where
Yes.
the money is, but the one down right above the bat.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
the first lower part, yeah.
yes, and then I place. Eventually, I'm going to be placing an alchemist monkey and a village up there. Just because you could get a lot of buffs on those things. So, are we
Indeed.
ready?
Yep. I was actually playing this map solo earlier today and doing the impoppable mode. And like I keep defaulting to this just because it's such a it works so well. I tend to at some point on any given map, but I was playing this map earlier. It's like I'll get a village and along the track, from furthest back or from furthest closest to spawn to furthest along the track, I'll place two tack shooters and then usually the ice monkey and glue monkey,
Oh yeah.
within range of the village. The idea is the first tack shooter goes the top route for red hot tacks that can pop lead balloons and eventually get flames. The second one is your tack shooter, mostly lower level,
Hmm.
and then the ice and the glues slow down and halt things in their kill range. And once everything does get its appropriate upgrades, and the village provides all the bonuses to the primaries plus the radar coverage, it is so lethal.
Oh, absolutely. Um,
Love
incidentally,
doing that.
um, a hero you might enjoy is Gwendolyn. She has a passive buff to the Ring of Fire for that thing. She has a passive buff to all to the Wizard Monkey with his Fire Path and the Signal Flare path for the Motor Monkey, but she does have a passive boost towards that.
Indeed. By the way, my sniper monkey, I'm giving him the ability. I'm gonna have him go middle to top four,
That's
so
exactly
he'll
what
be
I
able
do.
to. Yeah, especially in the beginning when you need like more guaranteed
Well,
camo detection and guaranteed like lead destruction.
there's that, but also uh, the shrapnel shot, especially once you have maim Moab, is so good because it'll puncture through, and all of the shrapnel will also maim Moab. So you could stun a ton of Moabs just by having that there. And then what I always do is I'll set them to strong and I'll set them to camo so that when the DDT comes out, they're focusing on that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I usually have this version of the sniper on strong, especially like usually later on like mid game, and when I say mid game, I mean like the first 100 rounds. The first 100 rounds is game, so for me, mid game is like the 30s to like 60s or whatever.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah, yeah.
do instead of the middle, I'll go top four, bottom two because increased fire rate. And the idea is not just to stun, but to do a lot of damage. And I'll have a bunch of them like that with a village around them for the radar detection. So like they do a lot of damage, especially to the Moabs, and especially if they all have that stun, they can stun a bunch of the Moabs at once.
One of the things that I used to, because I used to do exactly that. I used to never do anything in the middle path. But one of the things I like doing now is having two snipers basically 420 and 024. Because again, that shrapnel shot, you're firing at insane speeds and blasting that shrapnel out, and you've got one that's good for slowing down the Moabs, and then the other that's good at cleaning up the remainder.
I like the one cleaning up the remainder, but I do not do 2-4 for him because like his ability to actually do damage, especially late game, is so hampered if you don't go for the top two for extra layers.
I have Alchemist, which does basically the same thing. When you have the Alchemist buff for Berserker Brew, he increases them, allows them to do extra damage, have extra range, and extra attack speed. And so you also have Acidic Mixture, which lets you do all sorts of extra damage to like Ceramic and Moabs. So I'm buffing him with the Alchemist to do that, and then getting the Shrapnel Shot, which is spreading the damage out as far as possible.
Speaking of the Alchemist, you know what I found odd? And I just noticed this like a couple games ago when I was using him. I always assumed that in the top row, when you're upgrading the acid mixer and all that, that it was an upgrade to that. But they're actually separate buffs. Like, oh,
Yes.
hold on, first. Ooh,
Very well done.
still not enough. I'm not going to be able to.
Okay, we'll restart. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
We had it. I was just holding off for a different monkey. I'll do a slightly different start. So do you want to give me $35? Thank you. We'll drop this right here. But yeah, I like the buff. The Alchemist. I have been using the Alchemist to buff absolutely everything because the Alchemist is just absolutely amazing as far as buffs go.
Indeed. But past the acid mixer, when you do like the other version, let me bring them up on my screen so I
Berserker
can.
Brew and
Yeah, or stronger stimulate.
yep.
So yeah, I had my berserker or whatever, my alchemist sitting between two guys so that he could continuously buff the two of them. And he was putting acid mixture dip on one guy and berserker brew on the other one at various times, and like apparently they have like different buff lengths. I really thought berserker brew was an upgrade to the acidic mixture dip when it isn't. It's its own separate thing. So it's two different buffs he's giving out at different
Yeah,
times.
which is why it's very, very helpful, especially if you aim it right. So the way that they do that is he will always prioritize the closest tower to him. And he will always make sure that the closest tower to him is as buffed as possible, and then the further away they are in his radius, the less likely they are to be buffed. So if you only have 2 towers in his radius, he can keep them both buffed with the cooldowns not overlapping. If you have more than 2, you've got to throw in the bottom row with the faster throwing, and then he can keep up more towers. But if you
Bottom regardless, and like the buffs don't last long enough to keep them both going.
if you do the middle one, he also gets even more upgrades because perishing potions. Attacks do more damage to Moab's balloon, strips fortified off Smollow, also strengthens brews and stimulants. So I think that's probably it because it makes them last longer.
That'd probably be the problem because I'm always going top and then bottom two, so for the faster throwing, and like I said, the
Yeah, I'm always doing 420. But I'm also strategically placing them and making sure he's never really buffing more than 1 or 2 units. Like down at the bottom here, I'll show you what I have for my bottom area. I'll put attack shooter, not attack shooter, a spike factory. Have it set to 204, and then I place a Monkey Village, and then I'll get that set to 420, but it'll only be 20 to start with. Then I place the Alchemist, and I'll buff him, and then I could place a Bomb Shooter, and I will go 204, and then the 2 units are buffing uh, each other, and then yeah, I'll show you once I actually have enough money to get it up. But it is very, very helpful.
Indeed. I was just saying that like I used the faster throwing and I was still noticing gaps even though he was only buffing 2 towers. I was like, oh, hold on, let me get this guy back to first. Worried. Also, since you're the man with the plan and you chimps way more often than I do, is there something you need from me right now on the right side of the screen where I have my build territory?
So ironically enough, I almost exclusively only use the left side of the screen on single player anyways. Um, the only thing that would be somewhat helpful is to the right of the lake in that little
Yeah.
D-shaped grass at the bottom. If you could place a glue monkey,
Glue, really?
because what I do is I put a submarine in the water,
Ooh.
and then I set him to the radioactive one, and then they're getting slowed down right as they're coming into that. And then on the other side, I put the spike factory. So yeah, they get lots of damage.
Okay. I could definitely put that in there. I'm gonna keep him a little bit closer to the top so that he covers a little bit more territory and has more time to actually glue them.
Indeed. And then for the glue monkey, one of the things that I've been doing, because I used to use exclusively the top, but I've been doing a lot of 024 lately, just so that I could maximize how much he's gluing. I've been because originally I was using him for damage, but I started using him to slow down so that the spike factory down at the bottom has as much time as possible to put out spikes.
Funny thing is, I'll use 024, especially when I'm doing my village build, so that he can hit the Moabs. Because my primary concern is the Moabs, and oh, we're not gonna have enough. I don't usually use him for damage. I mean, I would love to, but this game doesn't really work too well with damage over time. Like, you have to kill and move on. Alright, put a couple of upgrades in there. Alright, so he's currently 1-2, or 0-1-2. That should provide a decent amount of slowdown. Speaking of attack stuff, though, you said you normally put in a submarine. Do you need some extra funds right now?
Was perfectly timed that I had just got him. I was like, well, I could always use extra funds, but yeah.
Well, again, you're the one with the plan, so I'm happy to just fork it over and just let you deal with the legwork, as it were.
I always love the sub because I'll get submerged in support and then I just turn him right back on because I don't need him for the camo detection, but at least right now. But the nice thing is when he's submerged in support, he's also providing camo detection in his area, which means the other monkeys. That's actually why I normally put the glue monkey in that bottom corner because I'll have the sub over a little bit, and then it gives the glue monkey camo detection, at least in the radius of the tower.
Ah, okay. Well, at the very least, I see that the tack shooter is in range.
Yep. No, the monkey sub. I used to always go 024, and yeah, I
The
love the
sub 02?
plutonium reactor. Yeah, used to. Now I do 402.
Hmm. So when it comes to the sub, like, one of my favorites is 204 because it provides a hell of a lot of firepower all the way through the map. But I also
That's what I
like,
meant. I meant 204. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I apologize. That
but I also like 2-4. Remember that one XP farm that we did a couple weeks ago, the one you initially told me about? And,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
well, one of the key factors was a 02 or a 250 sub because every Moab that gets spawned, it automatically launches an anti-Moab missile and damages the heck out of it. And yeah, like it was super powerful. It's great for anti-Moab, and 205 is super good against little stuff. Here, money.
Ah ha ha. Thank you.
Again, so long as you have like a plan, I'm perfectly willing to just shovel funds in your face and let you deal with it.
This is your problem.
Yeah, basically.
There we go.
That's why I'm
That'll
like
at
so
least
happy to
help.
like do this mode in like multiplayer with you and stuff. It's like, okay, you guys have a plan, you've done this before. I'll just shovel money to you, and oh no,
Oh, that is unfortunate. Ironic timing too. You have a plan.
The plan to fail. All right, there.
Yeah, so normally by the reeds, right in that corner, is where I put my sub.
Above or below the bridge?
Below the bridge.
Ah, so yeah, right there, like huddled really close to it. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've used the glue monkey a few times for the top route and done damage with it, and he can get some great numbers. But for it to be effective, A, it's damage over time, so he has to be as close to the balloon spawn as possible.
Indeed.
And B, it's just if that glue's on there, then you can't, overlap the other glue, or they negate each other. So it's like, well, I would rather slow him, slow down the balloons and do real damage to them with my other towers. Unfortunately, I'm
I'm
not saying like
excited to see his Paragon
right.
because I'm not sure how they're going to balance that. Okay, let's see. What do I want to place? No, Quincy is okay, but he is the cheapest tower, and sometimes it's just you need that much damage down that quickly. He's very good for the beginning, and then he's useless afterwards.
Right.
Trying to get stuff ready for Thanksgiving. Just a little bit of cleaning. It's gonna be like this is Ivy's first Thanksgiving and Ivy's first Christmas, and like that's neat because it's her first Christmas, but she's so young that it doesn't mean anything to her right now, you know. Next year she'll be old enough that she could actually be excited about this stuff, but she's just like, oh, there's other people here for dinner now.
Hmm.
She seemed very fascinated with the idea of presents. Um, I took her over. My niece and nephew's birthday was last month, and we went over there, and they were unwrapping stuff, and she seemed fascinated with the wrapping paper because it was bright and colorful.
It makes a lot of noise when you play with it.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of like little stuff like that, I had a funny moment at work the other day. I was working with stuff being unloaded from the truck, and some of the medications come in glass bottles still, and they come wrapped in bubble wrap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, so I put the stuff on the shelves, and then I take the bubble wrap and I kind of like wrap it into like a column, and then I start twisting it like you would
Yep.
a towel, and just and like people just kind of like stopped and kind of looked and then kind of slowed down, like they were like stopping to listen to it because there's something just so satisfying about listening to bubble wrap pop.
It's one of those just weird things that you don't really grow out of.
Indeed.
How much money do you have?
Just under 1,000.
Throw me 400.
All right.
There we go. I was like, oh, this will be a much better start to this, I think.
Oh, speaking of various towers, one of the things I lament is like one of my favorite towers overall is actually the boomerang monkey. Because again,
Oh,
depending on how
indeed.
you spec it out, you could either go very good anti Moab or really good anti small balloon. Which do we have like a better? term for just a small balloon other than? I mean, you have Moabs, which is self-explanatory. Like, do we have like a snappy thing for just small stuff?
I mean, just the balloons.
Okay. Well, it still sounds like a generic term, like all balloon. Anyway, okay. So we'll use balloons. So good balloons or good anti-Moab. Fantastic.
Indeed.
The problem though is that even when it's at good anti-balloons, it's still outshined by so many other towers. And it's so frustrating. It's like, oh, this is such a fun unit to build and use, and it's got this glaives that will like auto track along the path and like pop all these balloons, and it does so well. But for the money you put into it, you get better results out of things like the druid. Not that I'm saying the druid's overpowered or anything, silly like that, but it's frustrating that I can't make better use out of the boomerang monkey because just dollar for dollar, it doesn't do nearly as well as some other towers.
Agreed.
All right, I'm going to get a tank in placement. I'm going to put him in the D. One thing I do appreciate in this game is that a hero, even though he levels up, doesn't actually have to do balloon damage to level up. It's just a natural process. Otherwise, there'd be like too much pressure to put, certain heroes in certain spots, and it'd be a lot more restrictive.
Indeed.
Right.
I like the bomb shooter. The bomb shooter. I mean, there are the bottom path is just so good because it is amazing for just regular balloons, but it's still not bad for Moab.
Yeah. Speaking for Moabs, we're going to encounter one here fairly soon. Did you need extra funds for that, or what's your plan?
I mean, I've got that cannon down at the bottom. That is awfully far in for me to be worried about it, but we need camo detection. Oh,
Yeah, I was watching it.
just that one happened to sneak by.
Yeah, so it's just, again, money being what it is in chimps, I was trying not to upgrade something that I didn't need to.
Indeed, understood. I think we'll be okay for Moab.
Okay.
We'll certainly find out.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, put some money into my sniper dude so that he's doing a little bit more damage.
That
He's got the
definitely
shrapnel
helps.
going, so he's going to be more effective in general. I'll be so happy when my dude gets camo detection, my hero.
Right.
Which I
What
believe is
level does
level
he?
6.
Okay.
Check. Yep, level 6. Currently level 4. Do you need money for your sub? Oh.
I'm waiting on the sub.
Okay, Moab was close, but you're right, we got it.
I'm going for a slightly different order this time.
Oh, he's got the machine gun, that means he's doing better against the balloons.
Alrighty, let's see.
I've got money to give you if you wanted to set up a village somewhere and
Sure.
help the camp.
Throw me money. Go. That'll
Cool.
be tremendously more helpful. Actually, oh, that'll be very helpful. Now, there we go.
I'm surprised you didn't build it a little bit further out to capture the tank shooter.
I'll throw another one up there. That'll be for that purpose. That comes later. We're okay.
Yeah. Yes, thank goodness you put that thing at this point. All right. Also, my guy's going to level up at the next round, so he'll have camo detection.
Beautiful.
All right. So, question: I've got 220 on my sniper. Soon, I'll be able to upgrade one of them. Do you want him to have the ricocheting bullet or more damage against the ceramics?
I would say more damage against the ceramics. Mainly because in chimps mode, after the ricocheting bullet, it's basically useless. Because we can't get any money from him. Although the elite sniper, having the ability to set all of your snipers to elite is very helpful, because then they will automatically adjust themselves to first or strong or whatever as needed.
Alright, well, he's on strong now. I'll give him the upgrade for the anti-Moab when I get the money for that, so that should help out both for slowing down the Moabs and just doing more damage for the Moabs.
Come on. That's one for the history books.
You'd love to see it. I love the tank hero.
Oh, absolutely.
Takes a while to get going, and takes a while to get on the field, of course, that's the point, but damn, he's great when he levels up. Also, I see you're getting your village up. Are you setting up your little primary nest?
Yes. I throw in perfect. There we go. Get that stalled, and then do... There we go.
Come on. Is that all you got?
I still have the candy canes.
I noticed. Alright, again, you're the one with the primary, or I should say, the optimal position, so just dump the money on you, let you deal with it.
Moab class balloon inbound. Is that all you got?
Oh, excuse me.
Moab class
Woohoo! Another level up on my Churchill?
Ah, nice.
Oh. Your Quincy does a lot of damage to Moab, apparently. Triple damage to Moab right now.
Yep.
You want some?
Considering Chimps only has to go to 100, I'd say Quincy's still a pretty good choice because yeah, he doesn't do too much late game, but he does a lot, and
Oh
he's
yeah.
very economical.
He's very, very good mid game, and then he's just kind of okay throughout the rest. But when you get enough buffs and enough stuff around him, he could do very, very good.
I see an entire wave of lead camo, and I am so happy we have radar detection launching. We have, our heroes have camo detection. We got the sniper up. It's like we're ready for it, and I'm happy.
Yeah. As far as worry right now, our biggest worry is going to be, I think, 68 is the next round that we have to. It's a ton of ceramics.
Yeah.
One thing that's
Well,
interesting
like
that I
said,
did not know is the way that ceramics change in an effort to help with lag and stuff on the game. Low level there's ceramics and then there's super ceramics, and they do that specifically so that they could reduce the amount of clutter on the screen and help the performance of the game. Regular ceramics will release two balloons, which release everything. So they make super ceramics, which only release their one balloon, but they like quintuple the health of the ceramic. So that the overall damage that has to be done is the same, but they get dealt out differently so that it helps prevent lag.
I'll dump some money on you. There we go.
As things just get annihilated when they enter the range of the sub now.
It's fine. That's the way it should be. All right.
I just love the implications because it's just submerged and it just has a nuclear reactor. So I just love the implications that it's just a poorly designed one. It's just leaking all over the place.
That's an interesting one, yeah. All right, I put a glue guy there. The express purpose of slowing him down both for my guy and your nuclear reactor.
The ultimate goal is to, before 90, to get that spike factory upgraded to a tier 5. Because there's basically no cap to how many spikes it can get out. And it lets us get as many spikes out as possible before we have the worrying stuff coming through. That Moab name is so helpful. That's also why I put the boomerang monkey there with the Moab press, because he's
Oh yeah.
he's not there for damage. He's there just to stall the Moabs so that I can get as many spikes down there as possible.
Did you want to send him to strong then? Because right now he's on first.
Oh yeah, no, I set the sniper monkey to strong, and then I forget that they're not just psychically able to intuit my meanings.
Also, for your strategy, do you put the druid to level 4?
Eventually, not really on here. It's nice to have the second thing, but again, without the benefit of the jungle's bounty, I'd rather put that money towards something else.
Okay. I always thought it was like super handy to have the second thing, and also because the level 5 of that, where it just coats the entire, is something I love to do in all my games. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I strive for that because it is so incredibly powerful.
I
Not so much
prefer
against the Moabs, but
right. I prefer to get the, like I said, my spike factory is my goal. I want that thing to level 5 as soon as possible.
well, there's next level for you.
There we go. Yeah, I need 32,400. But almost everything I have up here is designed to slow down the progression so that it can generate as many spikes as possible.
In plan. My only issue is that bads can't be debuffed. You can only destroy the hell out of them.
Right? Which, that's the point, because if everything else has been slowed down and can't get down there, then you can get a whole bunch of stuff for the as many perma spikes down there as possible. Because there is no limit to how many could be stacked there.
I know the game has a technical limit on because it says almost permanent.
No, no, no.
Do you know?
It's like, I think it's like 8 or 9 rounds, but
Okay.
the amount that can stack there is infinite. And since it's round based, the longer you
yes.
can make the rounds last, the more that can get down there.
Right. What I was looking for though was the 8 or 9 because that's
Ah,
what I was aiming the question to be: is how many rounds do they actually stay if they're semi-permanent?
oh, okay. So, wow, that is, it is 4 rounds or 300 seconds, whichever comes first.
Oh,
But that's why I have all of the upgrades set to it.
right.
But yeah, I just love that plutonium reactor because it does. It just decimates things when they come in there. I should probably upgrade my sniper to Moab main. Oh, how close? We'll see. I'll have it there just in case for emergencies.
I say if you want to do the Spike Factory thing, you're well a third
Yeah,
of the way there.
yeah. That's why I was like, I've got my sniper monkey up, and I'm keeping an eye on him. If we get to the point where we need it, we'll dump it in there. The money, I mean, between here and 90, there's such an increase to the amount of money that's generated.
Indeed. Although again, one of the things I almost always do is, especially if I plan on going to 100, is I do the Ice Monkey with 205 because at 2 on the top row, things move slowly even after thawing out, and at 5, that's where he pulls out like the bazooka version of the ice gun and hits things, and the 5 allows him to hit Moabs, so he'll freeze even the DDTs
I
in
don't.
place.
I normally go for embrittlement because it's 4, and he could also hit Moabs. Can hit Moabs, and all balloons hit become brittle, taking extra damage.
Oh, indeed, but like the ice spike at the number 5 on the bottom halts them in place. So they like
True.
again everything except for a bad gets anchored in place.
I think we're okay. I'm gonna put another sniper in. I think we need it. it's nice to have the spike factory, but the goal is to not have to rely on the spike factory. If stuff gets to the spike factory, we're in trouble.
Right. Here's my question. If you want, I can dump money on you, or I can do a upgrade to my glue gunner. I can increase the amount of glue he's shooting out, which will make it easier to ensnare balloons going into the monkey sub area.
We
But
could do that.
also, maybe it's best that if I dump the money on you, you can just increase damage.
Damage wise, my goal right now is I'm probably going to try to upgrade the alchemist up at the top. Ooh, actually, I might go for the ice monkey. I think I'm going to get him up to 420 next.
If you think it'll help.
Thank you.
Headshot.
I love the fact that you have like the ability to get them on 2 paths with that monkey sub. That does help.
Yes, that's why he gets placed right there. That's also why my bomb shooter gets placed right there, because he gets the bottom and the upper, so that it gives them the.
Well, maybe I'll put a monkey sub of my own here near the D corner, because that might help.
True. There's a few, like, there's no point in making my bomb shooter upgraded, because, yeah, it deals more damage, but his passive ability is useless. Because his pass ability is if a automatically triggers when a balloon makes it through. Well, if a balloon makes it through, we've lost.
Yeah. No. That'll help. You know, the reason I've never used plutonium reactor before you mentioned it to me in the past couple weeks is because the name is very deceiving.
It makes it very misleading. It does not make it appear that it does damage.
Exactly. But now that I got that entire D area covered, look at how well that worked.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And we wonder why we produce immortal serial killers in this lake. Look at all the radiation we're dumping in here.
That's my ability.
I love. Look at the range on that bomb shooter. That is insane.
Indeed.
So damage-wise, I think I have everything purchased that's necessary except for the spike factory. I might throw in fact, let me do that, because that'll be, if I can find a place where it'll fit. There we go.
What you looking for?
There we go, and then we'll do this. And we'll do this. There we go. I threw another Moab Mauler up there.
Oh, okay. Cool. They should probably be set to strong.
Oh, yep. You're right. There we go. Does a decent job of stalling everything up there, especially with the two snipers and the Moab Maimer and the boomerang monkey.
And oh, gives me another ability.
Ooh. Oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
Put it this way: the Spike Factory still has 0 kills. That's our indicator of when we have to worry. When the Spike Factory starts registering kills is when we have to be worried. The other nice thing is with that Glue Storm, if you go the middle route with Glue Strike, which is an activated ability, all balloons take extra damage from all other sources while they're glued.
Awesome. Okay. Spike Factory is still 0, but that bomb shooter is getting more kills than I am comfortable with.
Agreed. But that's exactly why the bomb shooter is there. Oh. We're still okay. It's got 99, but there's also a ton of spikes down there. If we could get that upgraded, it would be very helpful, but we're like halfway now.
Right. That's the problem, is that we're having these increasing waves in the meantime, and we're not too far off from the DDTs about to make an appearance.
Well, then we're going to do some things to change this. Nope, we lost. All right, I'm going to take a break real quick. We're going to pause this, and then I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.